This morning, we're going to talk about the startup procedure and basic features of the new Garrett ATX Extreme Pulse Induction Waterproof Detector. This is Garrett's newest PI machine on the market, and I tell you folks, it's one of the most compact units as well. We do a lot of traveling in the metal detecting industry. I like to take a lot of my clients to Bahamas, Mexico, Hawaii, England, Australia, Alaska, and I fly a lot. And when you fly, folks, you need compact, okay? Carry it on, not stick it on the luggage underneath so it gets all broke up and beat up. Carry it on the plane with you. How do I take it apart? Get it assembled for use. That's it right there. So what we're going to talk about today is the initial turn on, startup procedure, and then we're going to go into the functions of the detector. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to power this bad boy on. It runs on AA batteries, which go in here and here. So to turn it on, all we do is we come on the back. 4 beeps. Okay, that tells me I've got a full battery and I'm ready to rock and roll. Next thing we got the machine on is I'm going to go ahead and do my frequency scan. That checks all the EMI around us, tries to find a channel that suits the machine to get better, smoother operation. So when I want to do a frequency scan with the detector turned on, I do one thing. Hit the frequency scan button. Don't move the machine at this time. Just let the machine sit stable. Make sure at first there was no targets, which I'd already done that. And we're going to wait 30 seconds without moving the machine. And what it's doing is it's just checking different frequencies right now. At the end of the 30 seconds, you're going to hear a certain tone. The beep, beep, beep. That tells me that my frequency scan is complete. And it goes back to hearing this nice, smooth, soft threshold. Now, the next thing I want to do, check the sensitivity by hitting the plus sign to go up. Right now it's set at 9. If I wanted to go higher, I hit the plus. Now it's at 11. There's 12, 13. I'm at max. If I want to go down, I go down. If I get in highly mineralized areas, I might want to turn my sensitivity down. The discriminator is one of the red pads. In order to do anything red, you have to hit the shift with the red light to come on. You reach up, you push it, the red light's on. There's my discriminator. I'm going to run it all the way down to 1. The next thing I want to do is adjust my threshold. Threshold is the background hum, the mosquito. Now it's very soft. In fact, you may not even hear it. It's starting to come on. As it gets higher number, it gets louder. That's too much. If you run a threshold of 7, 8, 9, you put headphones on, it will be a little too loud, so you'll want to turn that threshold down. I want to tell you one of the features that this machine has that the other Garrett PI machine doesn't is your ground track. There's 4 modes. And how to get to it? Hit the shift button, red light comes on, hit ground. There's off. Okay, that means that the ground tracking is turned off. There's ground tracking speed 1, speed 2, speed 3. So you've got ground tracking off or 3 different speeds. Now, the reason we want to have 3 different speeds of ground tracking is based on the ground mineralization and how fast it changes. A lot of your older technology PI machines didn't have that. So if the ground conditions are changing a lot and very fast and extreme, you're going to want to turn that up. I'm going to say probably on the second fastest speed. So there's the third fastest. There's off, there's 1, 2. So probably around the 5 or 9, right in that range. We've got motion and non-motion on this machine. That's motion. You see the red light going back and forth? It tells me it's motion. If you wanted non-motion, which is going to give you a little bit more depth and sensitivity, you hit the shift key, hit non-motion 2 times. That's solid. That's non-motion. That's for advanced users when you've really spent a lot of time on this machine. Okay, so I'm in motion mode because that's what most of us want to do. Now, we're out of ground balance. That's how I tell if I'm out of ground balance. All right, if you're sweeping along, you're not going to notice unless you pump the coil up and down off the ground, about 6 inches high. Here's what we do when we want to ground balance the detector. I'm going to reach down here, I'm going to hit the shift button, it's going to highlight the red, and then I'm going to turn the ground tracking on. Hold it down, beep, beep, now it tells me it's on. I'm going to pump it up and down. Now watch what happens to the ground. You see that? It's nice and quiet now. Go to the ground and let off. Now it's not making that wee-oo noise. There's a slight little bit of noise, but nothing like it was at first. Now I'm ready to start hunting. Are you ready to get your fortune? The new Garrett ATX.